So I was excited about this knife when it was first announced a couple weeks ago, and this is the Great Eastern Cutlery 22 Magnum. Cool little button there. But this is the 22, 11, 24. 22, of course, is the model number. One blade, and the clip blade is also a one, and then 24 for the year that it was made, 2024. You can see there it says Redstone ESPL, which I think stands for Earthstone Paper Laminate, which is, from what I understand, basically paper micarta. And if we get a little look at this little knife here, it's red, like a darker red, almost kind of like a maroon. It's a nice color. I like the color. The bone versions of these are very pretty, but I didn't want to wait because I wanted to get one of these for sure. And this came up, so I just went ahead and bought it. Although I think I would have preferred the bone, but I like my Carta too. But this is a little knife. If we do a measurement here, it's also pretty snappy for a little knife. I will say that. It's hard to demonstrate the opening snap. There we go. But it's pretty snappy for a little knife like this. I like it. But when I say little knife, it is a very little knife. The blade measures just over 2 inches. It's like 2 and an eighth, 2 and an eighth inches, and then closed, which are the only two measurements that matter, as we know. Closed is like it's like 2 and 5/8, something like that. Slightly over 2.5 inches, so like 2 and 5/8 inches long closed, something like that. But it's quite a cute little knife. I like the little serpentine bar shield it has here. You can see. This is a Titty, so no super high polish on the blade, which is what I prefer. It's got this cute little clip blade here. Very tiny little knife. Brass liners. Good gosh. Can't get the thing to focus. Brass liners, brass pins, nickel silver shield, and bolsters. It's a bare end, so it doesn't have a cap, which is kind of interesting because I think the last run of 22s had a cap, and the 44s definitely had a cap because I have one of them. The finish on this knife is really good. There's no gaps or anything, so that's nice. No blade play. Like I said before, the action is pretty good. I haven't put any mineral oil or anything in it yet, so it'll probably get a little bit better. The blade center ring, if I can get the thing to, it's pretty good. Might be slightly off to one side, but not like a egregious amount. I was excited when they announced these, and then I saw the first one had a Warncliffe blade, and I was upset because I was like, "Oh no!" I thought they were only going to do Warncliffe blades. I wanted a clip blade because I would prefer that or a spear blade over a Warncliffe blade, in my opinion. But yeah, this is a tiny little knife. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Case Peanut. I brought one of them down. I think it's actually maybe a little smaller than the Peanut. If we line them up here. Yeah, it's a little smaller than the Case Peanut. But similar blade lengths. Very similar blade lengths. The Peanut, of course, has two blades, which I wish this 22 Magnum did have two blades because that would make it more attractive to me. Because I always like having a second blade on a knife, especially a knife this small. But a second blade would be nice, but it doesn't have that. So it's a single blade, comparable in size to the Case Peanut, which is a knife that I've carried on occasion. I do like the Case Peanut and everything. It's a good small knife. If for whatever reason you feel like you need a small knife that day, or just want a small knife that day. But it's a really good looking little knife. I'm sure I'll carry it at least a little bit. Probably not as much as as much as like a bigger slip joint knife, but I'm sure I'll carry it. on occasion. I mean, it's definitely really well made and everything, like all the knives are over there at Great Eastern Cutlery. But I um, quite enjoy the way this one looks. Um, yeah, I just wish it was a two blade. But other than that, it's really well done. Um, Probably could be sharpened, probably. Um, but yeah, I mean, this unfortunately my camera's not going to do a very good job. But the micarta really does looks really nice. Unfortunately, my phone is not doing a great job of recording it. But the micarta looks really nice. I'm sure the bone looks wonderful, and I would have liked it if they had done it in ebony, because then I could have an ebony 22 to match my ebony 44. But it is what it is. I think they're doing them in stag maybe as well. I don't really know. But yeah, nice little knife. Um, Another option for when I want to carry something like a case peanut. I can carry a case peanut or this. And this knife is, of course, quite a bit better made than a case peanut. Although I do like case peanut as a knife. But anyway, this is a shorter one because I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about this knife. Just wanted to show it off and show how big it was and everything. Uh, my opinions on it and everything. But other than that, I really don't have that much to talk about it. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good day.